I know you're a writer.
Mm.
So I know that creative flow of you. How has doing the expressive work assisted your writing?
So when we create these pieces, there's such a beautiful reflection process that you guide us through afterward, where we can gather information from what is on the page or on the canvas. And there's always really juicy nuggets in that for me. Always, always. And sometimes poetry will be created out of that for me through that process. Sometimes next steps, action steps are created. All kinds of things get created for me through that process. So as a writer, if I'm feeling blocked in my writing, I now know I can go to the page, not necessarily the writing page, but the art page or the canvas. And I can put some marks on the page or some paint on the page or some doodles on the page and see where that flow takes me. And it often will unblock the writing block that I've had or the stump where I've hit a place in my writing where I feel stuck or uninspired by going to the art page first. It just sets all of that free. And then I get to have essentially a conversation with my art. I get to have a dialogue. I get to extract information from my art. And then that often will just kind of like open up the floodgates for my writing. And then I can sit back down at the computer or my notebook and just let the ideas flow. It's really like, it's more than turning on a faucet. It's like opening a fire hydrant often of what just once I unleash the creativity inside and I've put something on the page, that just continues then to flow through whatever else I'm doing. And I'll say that there's parts that come up inside of me that are like, oh, I don't want to do art today. Oh, I don't feel like it. Or I don't want to write today. Or I don't want to go to work today. Or whatever it is. I think most of us all have those parts from time to time. I think it's part of being a human. But I find that if I can just get myself to the page and get a marker or a pencil or a paintbrush or a pastel in my fingers, that's all it takes. If I can get myself to that point and get it in my hand, something just starts to happen. And as soon as something happens, something else happens. And as soon as that happens, something else happens. And then I'm on a roll and things are just happening. And then it's like, that's all it takes for that to be unleashed, for that to be unblocked, for that to be cleared. And then I can just set forth in whatever else is next, whether it be writing or creating content or some art for fun.